Hello, Todd Hallock here today, talking to you a little bit about business succession planning. Here at Hallock & Hallock, we help people with both estate planning and family business succession planning. And today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you need to do to get ready to transition your business to new ownership. Businesses can be like our babies, right? We've nurtured them from inception to wherever they've made it to at this point. And now we're coming to the realization that it's time to move on. And that can be a really hard situation to find yourself in. But there are some things you can do to try to help make this process a success for you before you really enter into the actual marketing phase of trying to sell your business, if that's what you choose to do. So the first thing that you want to do, if you've decided that it's getting time to leave your business, is come up with these two key numbers. And what those two numbers are is, first, what is your annual income goal after you sell your business or depart from your business? Many business owners, one of their main sources of revenue is the business itself. They may not have a lot of other outside resources that are bringing them revenue. And so we need to really think through how much income you feel like you need in retirement to support yourself, because the transition of that business is going to need to involve bringing in sufficient revenue to meet those income goals. The second number that we really need to get to quickly is, what's the time frame? How many years until you'd like to depart? What's your departure date? And I really like to encourage my clients to be specific about a date. What I don't like is what I call the rolling five, where every year I meet with someone and they're saying, yeah, we want to depart in 5 years, but that 5 years never seems to get started. And so it's always 5 years out. So I really encourage not just saying, okay, I want to be gone in 5 years, and so what's that date, down the road, 5 years from now, that's our target date. We may or may not meet that date, but that's our target date. We want to have a goal that we're shooting for, because part of that idea of when the departure date is going to narrow or expand the funnel of options that we have in terms of how we help you exit the business. So the two first and most important things is deciding what your goal is in terms of an annual income going forward, and deciding what that departure date will be. The next thing that we would encourage you to do is begin assembling your team, your advisory team. That's usually certainly going to include an attorney, potentially a couple of different kinds of attorneys, an estate attorney, an M&A, mergers and acquisition attorney, sometimes is involved as well. It's going to involve your accountant or a qualified accountant that can help with the sometimes very complex and challenging tax questions that will arise. It's going to involve a financial planner to help us look at meeting those annual income goals. It may involve life insurance professionals, may involve family business transition specialists. So depending on your situation, may involve M&A advisors. There's a lot of people that may or may not be on your team, but almost certainly accountant, attorney, financial planner are definitely going to be in the mix. So we want to develop that advisory team. From there, with the help of your advisory team, the next thing we want to find out is, how much is your business worth? The IRS says a business is worth what a willing buyer will pay a willing seller. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what your sales price is going to be, especially if we look at transitioning in certain ways. You may end up selling for less than what the business is worth. But we want to know what the business is worth. And an evaluation expert, your advisory team should be able to help you be in touch with a valuation expert that can help you find what that value is. And then from there, the second part is, and what that valuation can do is, can help you determine, what can I do to make this business, in the time I have left before my departure date, more valuable? How do I preserve the value that I already have, and how do I enhance that value? There's going to be certain things that you can do that hopefully that valuation expert will address in his or her report that will tell us these are some things that we can do to make this business more valuable and ultimately put more money in your pocket at the time of sale. So that's step number 4. Determine what needs to happen to preserve and enhance the value. The next thing we're going to want to address in sort of this pre-planning phase is determining what is the best way for you to depart from your business. That's generally going to fall into one of 4 categories. The first category is going to be, is there a family member? Is this a family business and we have a child or a grandchild or something like that that is stepping up and taking over the business? Option number 2 is going to be, is there an insider, a key employee, or someone of that nature who we would be looking to sell the business to, or potentially creating something like an ESOP to sell the business to? With both of those, we're probably going to be looking at ways to depress the sales price and look to get you your income in other more tax efficient ways, in ways that will help those insiders or that family member actually purchase the business. The third way would be selling to a third party. When we're dealing with sale to a third party, we usually want to maximize the absolute highest amount we can get, and we want to get it as quickly as possible with as little risk to you, the owner, that they will default or that they will hold anything back because something doesn't go the way they thought it should go after they purchased the business. So those are the big 3. Number 4 is where we really want to avoid. Number 4 is liquidation, and that's where we're basically selling the parts of the business. You're getting the value of the assets minus the liabilities, minus any discount you're going to take because you're selling this in a fire sale fashion. And so we really want to avoid liquidation. Liquidation unfortunately comes when you as the business owner just wait too long and then no longer have the time frame within which that you need to prepare and get this business on the market and sell it for a fair price to you. You're done. You just decided you can't take it anymore, so you're going to walk away. You pass away suddenly or become disabled, and we're just looking at a fire sale situation. So liquidation is door number 4, and that's the door we're always really trying to avoid. So what happens after you've determined which path you're going to go on? And before I leave that, I would also remind you that you may have to pivot, right? A lot of people come, they want to sell to an insider, they want to sell to a family member, and then that just doesn't prove to be a viable option for a variety of reasons. And so they ultimately pivot over to selling to a third party. There's no shame in that. Sometimes that's just the way the dynamics play out. And so be prepared to pivot if needs be, to transition to selling to a third party, even if your original goal was to try to keep your family business in the family. Once we've kind of got that direction on where we want to go, we want to make sure your estate plan is properly in place to make sure that if you were to pass away early, that your plan of transitioning this business can continue forward in a smooth and correct fashion. We want to have business continuity instructions in place. We want to have buy-sell agreements in place if necessary. We want to have those legal documents in place to make sure that if something happens to you prematurely before the sale is consummated, it can still move forward. And then at that point, we're really ready, if you're going to sell it to a third party, to try to start working with investment bankers, business brokers, M&A advisors, depending on the size of your business and the nature of your business. Start working with those folks to find potential purchasers, vet those purchasers, and ultimately get you the best price that you can get for your business and for your hard-earned work. Remember, businesses are not meant to go on forever. They are meant to end at some point in time. They are not like a child, even though sometimes we may treat them that way. There will come a time when we have to exit that business, either because of death, disability, desire to cut back. So plan for it. Know that comes to an end. partnerships, business relationships, they come to an end. They're not like marriages. The divorces can be just as nasty as regular divorces, but there always is an end to those relationships, unlike the marital relationship. And so plan for it. Have an exit strategy. Have those discussions with your co-owners. So anyways, I hope this has given you some ideas about how you can plan for your business transition. Please keep coming back to our YouTube channel. If you like these videos, I encourage you to like and subscribe to them. Let others know about them. And if you ever have any questions, reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you. Take care.